No,
That's your theme song
no,
for
the
your.
fucking ain't. I ain't from goddamn the mountains. Hey, how about it, y'all? You got Hawg. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I swear every person I've ever met in my entire life on the internet, social media, all platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, whatever, has sent me something about this cheating scandal, right? Asked me if I've heard about it, and la la la. Yeah, of course I've heard about it. For those of y'all that don't know me or are new to the channel, I fish for a living. I'm a professional fishing guide. I do fish tournaments as well. Here's a little sample.
Chris Taylor, top 20 finish
Oh,
in the best jersey in the business.
So yeah, of course I've heard about it. So I heard that Moist did a video. So I really, honestly, I haven't watched the video or anything about it. I've just seen the news clippings and stuff. It really pisses me off, just to be honest with you. I can't stand cheating in a tournament. It's bullshit. So I don't know. I think it's perfect to react to what he's talking about. Let's see what his point of view is on it, and then I'll tell you my point of view from somebody that actually fishes in tournaments like this, fishes for a living professionally. I'll tell you what the real deal is. Okay, let's see what he's got to say.
there's few things more sacred than a fishing tournament. Just some good old-fashioned elbow grease, a fishing rod, some bait, and grabbing Mother Nature by
Okay, I got to stop right there. So obviously, Moist man, you cool as hell. I like you, but you don't know shit about fishing, right? I love you, man. But okay, so here's the deal. You don't. It's not like what he's talking about. There is nothing more stressful in the world than a fishing tournament. It's not sacred. It's not fun. It's a cutthroat, dangerous competition with a bunch of guys that are trying to be the best. Okay, so you don't use bait. You use artificial lures. Um, it's not like there's a common misconception out there that fishing is go out there and sit on the bank with a bobber and wait for your fish to come in. That's called leisure fishing. That's very entry level fishing. This is a totally different game. It's a totally different mindset, totally different universe, right? Than grabbing Mother Nature by the balls. A lot of times, Mother Nature grabs your balls and squeezes them until you go, okay. So that's really what tournament fishing is. Ask any tournament angler, he'll tell you the same thing.
the balls and saying, we evolved past the need to be aquatic creatures. Now we live on the land, but we're coming back out to the sea just to prove who the boss is, who's the top of the food chain. The point I'm making is fishing tournaments, they've been around for a long time, and there hasn't really been any major scandals, at least none that have hit the mainstream that I'm aware of.
Okay, here we go. Fishing, cheating and fishing go hand in hand. Fishermen are liars. Hunters are liars. Outdoorsmen are liars. Okay? You ever been to Bass Pro Shop and you walk in the front door, there's an arch over at the front door that says, "Welcome hunters, fishers, and all other liars." Don't believe me? Go check it out. Go to Bass Pro and walk in, and you'll see it right before you walk in the front doors. It's right over the doors. It's just common knowledge. Everybody exaggerates about their fish catch. Everybody lies and says they caught them when they didn't catch them, or tells you they caught them on a spinnerbait when they caught them on a topwater or a worm or whatever the deal is. Okay? The biggest rules are broken all the time in fishing. Cheating happens all the time. The biggest rule that's broken is the no information rule. There is a rule that says you cannot get information from non-competitors, past this, whatever the cutoff date is. So that's what that is. When you sign up to be I'm not sure what tournament trail these guys were fishing, but when you sign up, at least in the bass fishing world, when you pay your membership dues, whether it's MLF or BASS or whatever, in the rules, in that sign up that you sign your name on, you agree to a polygraph test. And they carry a big trailer around. There's a polygraph machine in that trailer. And if they think anything is off, you're going to go into polygraph. And I'm going to be honest with y'all, there's a lot of professionals that fail that polygraph. And the reason that you never hear about it in the media is because there's an NDA in that polygraph. So big time names like, this is just rumor. This is just purely speculation, but I have heard through the community that, people like Scott Martin and Jacob Wheeler, big names like that, they've failed polygraphs. It's hush hush. There's an NDA. They also don't want to hurt the industry, right? So if the biggest name in the industry failed a polygraph for information, they're not going to say much about it because he makes too much money for everybody. Everybody forgets that the almighty dollar rules the entire world. So you have enough money. I mean, even like he was talking about the chess allegations, and so there was no way that somebody could put or come up or do anything with anal beads and vibrate. Moist, yes, man. Like, why are we so narrow-minded now to think that stuff like this can't happen? Of course it can happen. Like, look at history. Look at all the elaborate things. Look at the guy that built a bulldozer and put armor all over it and bulldozed down a town. Like, stop being so ignorant. So anyway, yeah, it's there's cheating that happens all the time, and the guys in the community were kind of annoyed at this. Like, this is how they did this is just unbelievable, and that's why it's getting so much attention. But as far as like information and like, perfect example is Brian Latimer's win on Lake Seminole. I know for a fact that he got information on where to go day 2. If you go look and watch his wins, or his winning tournament on there, it was like a couple years ago. Yeah, I was wrecking him on that spot. There was 25 fish I caught in like 2 hours there. He couldn't catch fish. He had no clue that they were on the bed. And the day before, he was way up the river throwing a crankbait in some breakwaters and stuff. So he definitely got some information on day 2. Didn't have a clue what he was doing. He just went over there and started fishing, and he got lucky and won. So yeah, there's cheating that goes on all the time. Now, as far as this extreme shit right here, yeah, I don't know, but let's get back to it.
Until today, right now there is a massive cheating scandal going on in the professional fishing scene that is shocking. This is a doozy. We got some Bassmaster foolery going on around here.
No, it's not Bassmaster. No. This is not Bassmaster, my man. This is walleye.
Yeah, the sanctity of fishing has been disrespected. Unfortunately, there has been another cheating scandal, this time in professional fishing. Every sport ever right now is having cheating scandals.
Not right now, bro. It's always happened.
I don't know what's going on. Pandora's box has been opened.
It's always happened. What about baseball? Like, what was that guy's name? Pete something? Y'all forgive me. I don't know names very well. The hell was his name? Y'all know who I'm talking about. The guy that like rigged a game so he could bet on it and he wasn't allowed back or something like that. Pete Rose, is that who it was? That was a long time ago. There's been cheating since the beginning of human history, just like corruption and everything else.
This one, it's quite crafty. I've seen the video beforehand, but I'll of course play it again to catch everyone up to speed. It's a pretty smart idea. I'm surprised that this isn't more common.
What? No, it's not, bro.
Thanks for resub Lancer, Baggy of the Prime, Kintarit, and the 10 gift subs Ace. Thank you, Ace. Resub Gavin, Delicious, Oni, and the Bits Mushroom. And gift sub Father. It's like a NASCAR rally.
No, it's not like a NASCAR rally, dude. So this is why I wanted to talk about. I wanted to give you, the guys that don't fish, give you a perspective. First of all, that's insulting, okay? That's generalizing that fishing guys are as ignorant as NASCAR guys. Like, I'm so sick of that shit. First of all, this is up north. So this is a walleye tour, it looks like. The fish are on the ground. They're dead. Bass fishermen, we have live release. All of our fish are alive. If you have a dead fish that you bring in, you get a penalty. You can't have that happen. So you're not stuffing lead weights down a bass, okay? The cheating in the bass field comes from information. That's where it comes from. People ask, hey, where'd the fish at? We still catch our own fish. When I say we as in the bass fishing community, catch our own fish. It is what it is. You don't stuff anything down their throats. If anything, when they get in the live well, they're coughing up stuff, shad or crawfish or whatever. So you're hoping that they don't cough that up. Now, these guys, they bring everything dead. That's why they were able to cut the fish open and pull out weights. It's not a good idea. Okay, so everybody that's there can see that those fish ain't right. And if he's not going to show me what the video is.
Show me your butthole.
No, it's more than theft. It's fraud, dude. That is fraud. And you don't call the cops. You call the damn game wardens. So the cops, they ain't got a clue when they show up here. They're going to think it's just some, they're going to kind of be annoyed, right? Well, why the hell are they calling us here for this thing? You call the game warden, who, by the way, is the head top guy of the whole damn state. So if you think that the game warden or the wildlife police, they're just the fish police and all this, you are sorely, sadly mistaken, my friend. DNR, wildlife officer, game warden, whatever he's called in your state, is the highest law enforcement authority. He can come on your property for any reason without a warrant. He can do anything he wants to do if he's suspecting there's a crime. So he knows what to do. He knows this is fraud. You are paying money at a chance to win money. That is gambling, and you are defrauding a gambling event or whatever they want to label this. It's not theft, it's fraud. It's a felony charge, and then you're going to get wildlife charges as well.
Now, I'm going to be on the side of the fishermen here. This is legitimately a problem because by cheating in these tournaments, they won a lot of money, robbing people of that prize.
Not only that, they were the #1 team in points. So you get points, and Angler of the Year at the end is the top guy in points. These guys won the championship the year before, and they were winning a bunch of tournaments this year. And they're the top team. And so what happens is it's kind of like the way independent pro wrestling would be. You got a sea of other guys that want to be a true pro. This isn't a pro tournament. They just call it pro. This is a regional kind of mid-level. It was probably $1,000 entry fee. Still good payout and all, but it's not like if Kevin Van Dam or something was caught cheating, if Scott Martin was caught cheating, if Jacob Wheeler was caught doing this, right? This is a regional walleye tour. It's not as big as bass fishing. It's still kind of backwards, as you can see. There's dead fish here. Bass fishing hasn't killed their fish since like 1970. So, not that big, right? But there is cheating that happens all the time. But these guys here, what happens is all those other guys that are fighting for a spot, trying to get eyes on them to make it to, because what happens is if you get #1 here, you can go on to the next level, if there is one for walleye tournaments. I don't know much about walleye, but like in bass fishing, if you go to the BASS Opens and you win or come in top 5 of the Opens, you get an invite to the elites, which is the highest level. That's professional fishing, where you actually go to the Bassmaster Classic, Super Bowl of bass fishing, and where you can win $1 million and all this stuff, right? So that's a little bit different than what this is. So I wouldn't really call this professional fishing. I mean, I guess you could, but what it does is all they've done is bring negative attention to this trail, to this sport, to everything. They haven't brought it in a positive light. And now all these other guys that have been working their ass off to get in and do well have been overshadowed by these straight fucking pieces of dog shit. And I'm sorry if y'all suck. The way that you fix that is by time on the water. You piece of shit. If you don't catch them, you don't catch them. You don't ever do that. Now, they're done. They will never fish another tournament. Everybody and their brother in this country, even if they don't fish, knows who these guys are. Stupid.
So it wouldn't be silly to get authorities involved. Because fishing tournaments, they actually do have decent prize pools. It's more than you'd expect.
Decent.
You know, like you're not going to be like a multi-billionaire off fishing tournaments or anything, but it's a good chunk of change.
Okay. Moist, man. I mean, we know it's probably not as much money as you make, but like, let's see, an MLF pro tournament pays $100,000 prize. So, I mean, even at the regional levels that I fished, like the Toyota series, $30,000-$40,000 or a boat. I mean, it's more than just a, little penny. Now these right here, that might be, 5,000. It just depends. Sometimes depends on what the sponsors kick in. Sometimes it's a damn boat that's worth about $50,000. So yeah, I mean, again, speaking from the bass fishing side of it, the bass fishing side, there's a bunch of money. Bass fishing is a multi-billion-dollar industry. There's high school fishing teams that bass fish now in Georgia and Florida and Alabama and a bunch of states in the Southeast. It's an official high school sport. So in Georgia, the Georgia High School Sports Association, they actually regulate it. So it's a little bit bigger than that. I mean, this is ignorance just a little bit. That's why I wanted to do this video and see what his view, and just to give you the real view on it, was. It's a little bit more than a chunk of change. This is straight up certified fraud. You should be looking at this as if you went into the casino and cheated at the casino and had numbers or something, whatever your system was. That's the same thing. You're defrauding this establishment, the tournament establishment or whatever, and you're hurting, which I guess at this point it cares because they're killing them anyway, which pisses me off. But I really just want to take that whole fucking handful of lead and just shove it down those dudes' fucking throats.
Especially for just like hobby fishermen or even semi-professional or professional fishermen, it's a good chunk. Like sometimes it'll get up to 10, 20, 30 grand from the
Yeah, try 100 to 200,000. So it's y'all, this is more than a hobby to a lot of guys. This is their entire life. Like, they don't have a vice, they don't go out and get strippers or drink or any of that. This is their vice. This is what they do, is they fish. Every cent that they've got goes into it because they're chasing a dream, like a lot of us are. I don't particularly care to be a professional tournament angler. I like carrying folks fishing. I like putting people on big bass. That's why I do what I do. It's not because I want to be on TV, like I get sponsorships. I do well in my professional career, but a lot of guys, they just crave it so bad, and it's a lifestyle.
This one was 300K. 300K?
Yep. See?
Holy fuck.
300K, bro.
Oh. That's what this guy made in total from his winnings. Oh. From cheating.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Jesus.
That was over a year. Like,
I don't want anybody to touch these guys. I want
That's a lot of Wrangler jeans.
come on, bro.
So here's the...
Nah. I don't understand why it's acceptable. Like, you can't say anything about anybody unless they're a blue-collar good old boy. Like, it's kind of annoying. I'm just throwing that out there.
method they use to cheat.
Like, you don't see me commenting on stuff going, man, there's a lot of skinny jeans there. There's a lot of man buns there.
Actually very smart, not gonna lie.
That's ridiculous. That is unfucking believable.
Lead anal beads. They thought of everything. They put little weights in the fish they caught so that way they were heavier. Because when it comes to professional fishing, it's all about the weight of the fish you catch. That's how you're scored, right? You catch a big, heavy, girthy fish, you get, more points for it. So...
No, you don't get points for it. You have a limit, okay? So in bass fishing, it's 5. I believe these guys had 4 fish for 33 pounds. No. So 5 fish limit, at my lake, which is it's a world-class fishery. It produces a lot of damn big fish. 5 fish on average is going to be about 25 pounds. 4 fish for 33 pounds. Okay. And so that's what started raising the alarm, was some guys, because when you fish all the time, you're able to look at a fish and guesstimate how much it weighs, right? It's just, you might not believe me, but that's how it is. I mean, especially like a fish jumping out of the water that I'm fighting in, I can estimate, hey, it's about 8 pound. Get the net, that's an 8 pounder, and usually it's about right, especially when you get it in your hands. But so what happens is these guys are weighing in, and all the other anglers are waiting, watching the weigh-in, and they see these guys get all these fish. Well, then they go to take a picture, and they're all standing there holding their fish out, and everybody knows. You can start hearing a chatter, and everybody knows that it's bullshit. They said there ain't no way. I heard that 2 or 3 times. I just went and watched it real quick. I'm not going to bore you with it, but you hear them say, there ain't no way. And again, like I said, everybody knows. So somebody went up to the tournament director and said, you need to check those fish. And he checked them, and there you go. So, I don't even know what else there is to say about it. I mean, he's just going to go on.
Learning together. Is this the cheater right here? Because he looks very defeated.
Yeah, it is the cheater.
I'm assuming this is him.
Got anything to say?
I'm surprised it didn't get more aggressive. What did Steve do?
Oh, damn, there's other fillets in there. So this piece of shit caught... Wow, what a piece of shit. He caught more fish than this and cut them up in the boat while they were out there. And it looks like he rolled them around the weights to conceal that. That's what we're not missing. That's what I'm picking up. I'm seeing the fillets in there. They used those fillets from other fish they killed to wrap around that weight to make it look like it was actually forage fish or bait fish or anything that had been eaten instead of a big blob, because that lead weight's just it's gonna look suspicious. And that's probably what tipped off one of the guys in the crowd, was their fillet, their little bullshit that they did, came loose and somebody saw the weight. I hate people like this. And I don't mean to condone violence or anything like that, but people like this need to be taught a damn lesson. And not only are they cheaters, but they're poachers. So they've caught their limit, but then they're also catching and killing other fish to do their cheating cover up, and they need to be like beaten with a rod in front of everybody in town. Like I'm sorry, I feel real passionate about taking care of animals and taking care of your resources and stuff. There's a reason that we're very intelligent and we walk upright, but you need to take care of your resource. And people like this that just kill things for no reason and waste things, I don't know, they need to be punished. It pisses me. It pisses me off. Anyway, I'm not gonna ramble. This could be a 30-minute long video. It is what it is. Unfortunately, so this is another thing. You don't ever hear about the winners. You don't ever hear about the guys that, catch badass fish, badass sack. You never hear about Hank Cherry, who was a back-to-back Bassmaster Classic champion the last 2 years. Like, you don't ever hear about that stuff. But the entire country, people who don't give 2 shits about fishing, i.e. Moist, are talking about fishing. And it kind of just sucks. It gives the sport a bad name. Not everybody does. Excuse me. Nobody has attempted to do this at a professional level ever. Like, that is such bullshit. But the thing is, I promise you that nobody will fish again. These 2 guys. That nobody will fish against them ever again. They'll most likely never be able to get fishing licenses again. And that's the way it should be. Get your fucking ass out and don't let the door hit your ass on the way out, you piece of shit. Anyway, appreciate y'all. If you liked the video, hit like and subscribe. Give me a comment if you think this is bullshit right here. And we'll see you next time.